Tokyo has won its bid to host the 2020 Summer Olympics and Paralympics. The International Olympic Committee announced its decision less than an hour ago.
The International Olympic Committee has the honor of announcing that the Games of the 32nd Olympiad in 2020 are awarded to the city of Tokyo. Yeah!
People across Japan watched the announcement live. They erupted in joy when they heard the decision. About 100 members of the IOC cast secret votes in what came down to a runoff between Tokyo and Istanbul. The other candidate city, Madrid, was eliminated in the first round. Tokyo won the runoff with a clear majority, 60 votes to Istanbul's 36. This will be the second time in 56 years for the Japanese capital to host the Summer Games.
How would you like it if you went to pick your flowers and were kneeling in radioactive waste? That's what's happening in Tokyo now.
The people trying to bring the Olympics to Tokyo find themselves answering question after question about the leaks. On Saturday, the International Olympic Committee will choose the host city for the Games in 2020.
We in Japan have witnessed the significant role athletes and sports can play in society. Now we are determined to share their inspiration and promote the Olympic values for young people around the world.
Members of the Tokyo Big Committee held a news conference in Buenos Aires ahead of the IOC meeting. Reporters asked 6 questions. 4 of them were about the safety of Tokyo.
The situation in
Fukushima's radiation.
I'd like to assure you that there is no risk like the one you might imagine in Tokyo.
Takeda said radiation levels in Tokyo are the same as those in any other city in the world.
And when I was in Tokyo, I took some samples. Now, I didn't look for the highest radiation spot. I just went around with 5 plastic bags, and when I found an area, I just scooped up some dirt and put it in the bag. One of those samples was from a crack in the sidewalk. Another one of those samples was from a children's playground that had been previously decontaminated. Another sample had come from some moss on the side of the road. Another sample came from the roof of an office building that I was at. And the last sample was right across the street from the main judicial center in downtown Tokyo. Well, I brought those samples back, declared them through customs, and sent them to the lab. And the lab determined that all of them would be qualified as radioactive waste here in the United States and would have to be shipped to Texas to be disposed of.
The international community has also voiced concerns over the issue, but Tokyo, meanwhile, is busy drumming up support for its bid in hosting the 2020 Olympics.
2020 Tokyo, let's do well.
Murata stressed the fact that Japan does not realize the gravity of the issue is more outrageous.
If Japan can't secure the safety of its own nation, it is being insincere in hosting an international event like the Olympics. It should step down.
The Tokyo Bay Zone includes a remarkable 21 venues in downtown waterfront Tokyo, along with live sites, creating a unique games experience. With the atmosphere and benefits of an Olympic park, without the need for an Olympic park. Tokyo will host a city center game celebration, unlike anything before. The new facilities will also create a post-games legacy of a city centered on sport.
As Prime Minister Abe will confirm.
Mr. President, distinguished members of the IOC, it would be a tremendous honor for us to host the Games in 2020 in Tokyo, one of the safest cities in the world, now and in 2020. Some may have concerns about Fukushima. Let me assure you, the situation is under control. It has never done and will never do any damage to Tokyo. When I close my eyes, legacy is not just about buildings, not even about national projects. It is about global vision and investment in people.
Are there questions coming from the international federations? Yes, okay. Are questions coming from the National Olympic Committees? No questions?
Again, thank you also very much for an excellent presentation and an emotional one. Mr. Prime Minister, excuse me for taking it up, but the question about Fukushima. We read, we hear a lot, and almost every day from media, how bad this is. Of course, we believe you when you say that it will have no effect on Tokyo. Could you tell us how you can say that, and also why it is like that, so we get the assurance, also technically from your side, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Heiberg. Mr. Adam Pengeli.
Thank you, President. My question has been asked, so I take myself away from the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Our second question is from Mr. Heiberg concerning the situation in Fukushima. I would like to invite our Prime Minister to respond. Prime Minister, please.
Thank you for your question. Let me speak in Japanese. まず結論から申し上げれば、全く 問題ないということであります。どうか新聞のヘッドラインではなくて事実を見ていただきたいと思います。汚染水による影響は
Excuse me. Could you?
Okay.
I will give you my conclusion first. It poses no problems whatsoever. I ask that you read through the headlines and instead appraise the true situation. The impacts of the contaminated water have been isolated to an area of 0.3 square kilometers within the harbor that fronts the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power station. It is completely blocked. We have been conducting monitoring in Fukushima's coastal waters, and even the highest of these numerical values is at a level of 1/500th of the WHO's guidelines for drinking water quality. It is a fact. Japan's safety standards for both food and water uphold the most stringent level anywhere in the world. And in every single region of the country, radiation exposure from food and water is less than 1/100th of these extremely rigorous standards. That is the fact of the matter. There have been no health-related problems until now, nor are there any at present, nor will there be in the future. I make this statement to you in the most emphatic and unequivocal terms. Furthermore, I shall take responsibility to implement programs for the drastic resolution in order to render this situation completely problem-free. As the Prime Minister, for their safety and for their future, I am responsible. And I am responsible for the athletes visiting Japan. And I shall tell you, absolutely, I will discharge that responsibility of mine. That is my commitment. Thank you very much.